How are you doing today? Good afternoon.
Hi, good evening. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hi,
Yeah,
good afternoon.
good afternoon. Welcome. How are you all today?
Fine.
Guys, you are going to take our first and second seat. Like the first and second seat, we have always reserved it for both of you. Welcome. How has the holiday been at your end?
Good.
Omolasho, you have something for us now. You have meat for us.
Who told you I'm a Christian and I'm in Lagos?
You say what? I did not hear you. What did you say, please?
I'm a Christian and I'm in Lagos.
Yeah, after you deceived us that there's meat. Joy, you don't know what he said.
That's what he said, though. I was even telling Coach Minamini to send his own. You said you invite us at least. And when we are waiting for the real meat,
so you are playing us 419. Is it 914? Is it 914? Okay, guys, you all know the drill. We'll just hold on a little for others to join in. Our coach is already in the building. Coach Namdi is here. Okay. Please say hello to our coach. He's such an amazing person. He hopped in on this call even before any of us. So yeah, let's give our coach a high five. High five. Welcome, coach. So nice to have you here.
Good afternoon, everyone.
So we're just waiting a minute. Wait for 2 minutes more to allow others join in before we kick off, so everybody is on the same page. If you have your neighbor's number, go on the group and tag them. Hey neighbor, we are live. Can you join in? Right? So let them know that we are live. Yes, thank you, Joy, for welcoming our coach. Superb. Wow. By tomorrow, we are going to be rounding off. Who is excited?
Yeah,
some
me.
Some people will be winning the pie sham license, right?
Oh.
Some people will be winning it. Amazing. Can't wait.
What is that license for? Is it going to teach us more on our coding or what? Oh,
hello, who is that?
Omolasho.
Okay, Omolasho, what did you say?
The PyCharm app, I have it, but what was the license for again? It's going to teach us how to code more. You know, I'm a beginner in all this.
Okay, you have the application, but you are wondering what the license is for. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. By tomorrow, you know what the license is for.
Okay, no problem.
You know what the license is for when the winner gets it. So if you have not been tweeting your experiences, if you have not been retweeting and sharing basically on Twitter streets, then you want to do that today before tomorrow comes. So I think this is 2 minutes already. Let's not keep our coach waiting. Let him go ahead and start. Hi, coach. Hello, Coach Namdi.
Hello.
Yes, hello, coach. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, you have the floor.
So, can start?
Yes, please.
All right. So, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I believe we've had very serious experience with Python and Django. So what's the experience been like? Before we start. Can everybody hear?
Yeah, just for me, I think it hasn't been that easy, but at least I'm getting to learn. Just like at least Omolasha was saying, I'm also a beginner, but I think the last class I was really far behind. But I always try my best to ensure that at least the little I learned in the past, I'm putting into practice. So I'm looking forward to not only learn, but also to also be able to teach others too. So I make sure that I'm always active, which I know with that, and also contribute in my little way. But I'm still learning from also others, and for me in this class, I'm still expecting to learn more from you, Coach. Thank you very much.
Adewale, what has been the experience been like? Adewale, Omolasho, sorry. How's the experience been like? So,
Hello, can you hear me now?
yes, go ahead.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Although I've been making research on Django for years, thinking of which day I'm going to start learning this, how to code, how to make a web app, you understand? And now this is an opportunity for me to, and when I started, it was fine, it was interesting. At least I can do one or two things now. And the sweet part is I have a backup in case I'm making some mistakes. I can fall back to the group. Guys, hello, this is where I am. This is what I have to do. Can someone help me? Of course, I have beautiful coaches here that can help me. So to me, it's not easy. And at the same time, it's easy because I have backup like you. Thank you.
So it's fine. It's fine. It's good to hear some of these remarks, and very, very important that I also add that being a developer, you keep on learning and learning and learning, but you only validate your knowledge when you put your hands into projects and build stuff that people will use, not only on tutorials you find on YouTube or on blogs. So as much as possible, no matter how little the project is, you can actually just jump on it, contribute, or even just stay on the sidelines and understand what is going on at first before you're given the opportunity to handle or even spearhead a project. So I'll just do a recap of what the whole Django tutorial is, and we'll get down to what we'll be doing today. So in case there's always this misconception that Django is a programming language, and most times we forget Python makes up Django. Without Python, Django doesn't exist. So for you to understand how Django works, you have to understand how Python works. And Django is, in my own words, a way of using Python to build websites or web applications. Django is just a way we use Python to build websites or web applications. So depending on the use case or depending on the kind of problem you're solving, you now make a decision to either use Django or use other languages out there that fits what you want to give us as a solution. So now Python as a language makes up Django, and Django combines three or more different models to make sure it is a framework. So, for instance, there is the part where people see, and that is made up by HTML and CSS. And for that HTML and CSS to display what what is currently managed by Django, it has to look at the database and see what exists there and now display it accordingly on your browsers. So Django just stays in the middle and makes sure that data which already exists is transferred and also kept properly between the database and your template, which is made up of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in most cases. So we'll be looking at HTML today and what we call the Django templating system. So I'm sure this might sound a bit advanced, but if you follow the guide or if you follow the tutorial manual, you'll notice that it's a step-by-step process of understanding it in bits before you get down to the very advanced topics. So it's not a must, you must understand everything, but going back to refresh your memory on what you've learned to help you understand some of the things that you skipped or you felt you shouldn't even type yourself or copy and paste in most cases. So I mentioned two things, the HTML and the Java and Django templating system. So for us to move on, there's something called a template. A template is something that has already been built to be reused. So instead of you to write a lot of code, somebody might have already written it and you just adapt it to what use case you have before you. So a template is a file we can use for different kind of information so that all of them have a consistent feel or a way they are being manipulated. So there's something in programming called do not repeat yourself. So it reminds you that if you're to write something more than 50 times, you can just write it once. And since you know data is dynamic, you just make sure you create some content that will always be there as requesting for data. Example is the number of students in a class. You always have two types of gender, female and male. But you cannot just be writing male and female every time. You can just create a method or a function that will always tell you that this person can either be a female or a male. So what do we call, this is just an overview of what template is. It's just a file that helps you maintain consistency on the kind of data you want to represent on any platform you're working on. While HTML makes the Django template system. So without HTML, you'll not be able to see websites built with Django. So Django just handles what goes on behind the scenes while you build or you design things that Django will recognize and display every time you request for it using www.maybedjango.com. So I'll be going through HTML, ORMs, and Django templates. I've just given a brief description of what Django templates is or what a template is. And I'll be brushing through what HTML is. So if you go to your Google Chrome, or your Firefox, or Mozilla Firefox browser, you type www.google.com. It goes through certain procedures before it displays what you requested for. That means there must be data somewhere, and there must be something that issues that data every time somebody requests for it. So the way that data is now represented is now what forms, is now what is built using HTML and CSS. So in a case like JavaScript, in case of Hello?
Yeah,
Did everybody get me?
yeah, I think you are muted.
Yeah, sorry about that. So, where did I stop? Or did anybody remember what the last thing I said?
You're trying to talk about the HTML.
Okay, now HTML is like the building blocks of any website. So without HTML, you don't have any website. So you can call it the skeleton of any website. So if you have the skeleton, it means it can be very, very ugly or without shape. So there might be a structure, but the shape might not be so well defined. So things like CSS now gives it the beauty or gives it that feel that you would like to admire some components on it, or even make it even more attractive to anybody who visits the website. So both of them go hand in hand, and JavaScript just makes it functional or interactive. So at this point, the full meaning of HTML is hypertext markup language. So the markup language, like what makes it a markup language is because it is surrounded by greater than and less than signs. And for anything that is in between those markups, automatically can be classified as a markup language. So because it's a hypertext markup language, it means for every time there is a request from a server, it might be text, it might be picture, it can be a combination of pictures and sound, it might be motion, like moving objects, it can be things that are not even text or even pictures or even videos. So just to make sure there are no improper use of grammar, they are all classified as hypertext markup, hypertext. So it could be made of text, but it's hyper, beyond text. So I believe we all have Django installed on our systems. And I think moving on to the next stage on the manual, we'll have to do some hands-on coding. So do we have any questions at this point? If you have any questions, you can drop it on the comment section or mute yourself.
Not from me. No question from me.
So I always advise that whenever you're creating any Python project, that you create a virtual environment. So that virtual environment will help you isolate every project based on what is needed at that point in time. So I'll give us like 2 minutes to just get your Django servers running. Then if you are done, then we can now continue the next phase of this chat. Is that fine?
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 minutes. Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. So is all our servers running? I hope you understand what I mean by our server is running. Hello.
Hello, we are with you.
Okay. So in case you don't know what, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. So you can see I'm using VS Code, and currently I'm using a virtual environment to actually make sure only what I need at this point, which is Django, is on it. So I'm sure some of us have gotten to this stage where we created a Django project and created a Django app. Because can anyone tell me the difference between a Django app and a Django project? The difference between a Django project and a Django app. Are people still on this call? I can only hear one voice. So what is the difference between a Django project and a Django app? So the difference between them is that on a Django project, you have manage.py. On a Django app, you don't have manage.py. So an app makes it specific, but a project manages a lot of apps. So you can have more than one app managed by one Django project. So you can have a blog, you can have a cryptocurrency app, you can have um, a football betting platform. You can have all sorts of apps that do a specific activity or has the user do a specific carry out a specific task on that particular web application. But a Django project will manage all of them and make sure all of them have adequate resources at every given point in time. So just to make sure I just give us now when you're creating a Django project and want to check whether everything is all good, you just do Python manage.py run server. So you can see it's telling me I have some unapplied migrations. This is because I just created this project. But if I go to an address 127.0.1:8000, I should see a Django screen. So I will be stopping this and share the screen that shows the Django app. Are people still on this call?
Yes, we are. Very much.
All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'll be sharing my other screen so that we see what it looks like. So my screen is running now. So you can see this is the Django like this is like a page showing us that the project we installed or the project we created actually is working. Anytime we go to 127.0.1 colon 8000. So if you don't see this page, automatically there's something wrong. I hope all of us have this screen showing on our pages, on our browsers. If you have this showing on your browser, can you signify in the comment section? Okay. So we'll be going to creating our first template. So first of all, let me apply my migration. So to do that, I'll just do Python manage.py make migrations. If I'm too fast, please let me know. So I'll create a super user. So to create our first template, remember I said template is something that we can reuse to make sure that our data is consistent. So since we are creating an app that will display blog content, we'll have to go to the blog folder and create a template folder called templates. Templates will be name of this folder. Then inside this folder, we'll now create another folder called blog. I hope we are still following. Can someone unmute and say something?
Yes, sir, we are still following.
All right, in case you need explanation or anything, let me know.
Noted, sir.
All right, so have we created the templates folder inside the blog app? So you create templates first. Inside templates, you create a folder called blog. So inside this blog now, you now create a file called post_list.html. Are we there? So before I do that, I'll have to come to URLs. Good afternoon. I have to come to the project URLs and include the path to so it now be blogs. It's complaining blogs is not imported. Okay. Let me refer back to the okay. I forgot to add the quotes. Forgot to add the quote. So I hope we are following. Hello?
Yes, we are with you.
All right. So now when we do this, if I do something wrong. I don't know why this is happening, but okay. I have to go to blog.urls. I write from Django dot URLs import paths. I'm sure we've done this part. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure we've done all this part before.
Yes, we've done
Who
this
has
part.
done this
We've
configuring
done
your
it.
blog URLs and patterns and URLs and views?
Yeah, we've done this part. Benjamino has taken us through the this part. Coach
Okay.
Benjamino.
Let me
Yeah.
just finish mine so that define posts. So you can see the error is no more showing on my console. So if I go back, you can see I'm changing. I have to switch screen so I will actually see what we've written real time. So if I do this now, you see it was supposed to show Django successfully installed page. But because now I've changed the URLs that will be showing every time somebody visits my website or my link. It is now showing an empty page. I've not written anything. Do you understand this part? Let me explain what I did just now. So now you remember I was writing a few lines of code some minutes ago. And for some of you, you've already written it before. But for me, I had to rewrite it so that I'll be on the same page with you. Now, on the blog app, there's actually three things that must always be present before something is displayed. There must be data, there must be where it is stored, and how you want it to display it, which is handled by the views.py. The urls.py just gives it an address that anybody can always remember and say, I want to go to www.google.com/food and to show you all the things that are inside food directory. Now, on the views, we are creating a function that will always request for what is inside the post underscore list.html, which we created inside this. This is the post underscore list. Because it's empty now, that's why we did not see anything to display. I hope you get that. So now, because we want to now have something inside, we'll now have to create a HTML document. So HTML5 starts with a declaration that it is a HTML document. So I'll be writing some lines of code too. So inside your post underscore list.html, just write exclamation doc type. You can see that already generated. The document type, which is short form for doc type, it tells you it is HTML. So you now have to have an opening tag. This is the reason why they call it a markup language. In the beginning, you have this greater than and less than sign, and at the end, it must have a close or forward slash to make sure it is closed. So if it doesn't have this closing slash, it is not going to be regarded as you have finished writing what will be inside here. So now, for every HTML document, we have two parts, which is the head and the body. So in this part, we just want to display something that everybody can see at the moment, and it will be displayed in the body. So every information you see, like pictures, like words, like email address, phone number, is always kept in the body. So now I'll just use some HTML elements like paragraph and write hi there. It works. So if I now go to my browser, if I refresh it, you can see what I just wrote now. Hi, it works. Did you see this? Can everybody see what's on the screen?
Yes, sir. You can see what's on the screen, sir.
So can you do that on your own? Let's see whether it works.
Okay, sir.
Joy, are you still on the call? Hello, Joy. Hello, Joy.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I'm lost for long and I cannot really keep up, but I'm trying to.
Just ask your question. You can always come back.
I'm lost because even when I open our VS Code,
Eh?
I didn't really, I'm lost. I didn't even create my blog because I was lost even in the last class. So I'm just following up. I'm following you.
No, there's a difference between following up and doing it yourself.
I'm already lost for long.
So where was the beginning of the lostness?
I'm far behind.
Let us hear you. Let's hear you.
I'm far behind. I don't think I can really keep up, but I'm following what you're doing.
Better you talk so that we know where you are.
I'm using my phone and I can't share my screen. So that's why.
Can you describe where you are? Where did you stop?
I created the Django file. But everything in it is empty. I just saw my underscore environment. Everything is just empty. There's nothing. There's include lab, my site. So everything is empty. But I'm following up on what you're doing. Just learning from what you're doing.
Okay, maybe after the call we'll just talk.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Thank you.
So let me just take you back to my screen. So I've written 2 items or 2 paragraphs. P means paragraph in HTML elements. P means paragraph. So we've created 2 paragraphs that has hi there. It works in the second one. So like I said, we have 2 parts of the HTML documents, which is one, the head, and 2 is the body. The body is where everything that you feel every human being can see and can understand is kept or designed and kept. While the head is where some things concerning how the browser understands what page you're currently on and how search engines can actually understand what is written on your page. So if you go to websites, you'll see that you see if you look at the top, you'll see some picture of the website. Not the very top, like if you open a new tab, there will be the description of the page. Then one very very small icon by the left hand side. That's kept in the head. So an example of writing head or writing some content in the head, you have to just write the word head. So you just write title. If you want to give it the title, so you can write homepage. Every time you visit the first page of your website, you always see homepage. So if I refresh my page now, can you see it? I'm using Safari, so it might be hidden a little bit. But if you put the title, can you see this where my cursor is? Can you see the homepage?
Yes.
Underneath it, you now see 127.0.0.1. So that title is always written in the head section so that you're able to know where you are and give search engines the ability to know what you've done for each page. So now we'll be moving on to like customizing our template further, and we'll just write some new things. So the title of this page will be Django Girls Blog. Then the body, so you have to write body. So all these paragraphs that we wrote before are supposed to be inside the body tag. They're all called tags. So there's something called a header. A header is an HTML element that is different from head and is used to actually create a section in any HTML document where links like about us, contact us are kept. So are we still following?
Yes, sir, we are following.
Yes.
So I believe by now you should have gotten the what do we call this? The tutorial guide on your system, so you can practice on your own. It's a PDF document. So H2, H1 means header. H2 means header. So I can just copy this. So if I refresh my page, I should see. Can you see? Can you see the changes? Can you see the changes?
Yes, sir. You can see the changes.
Yes.
What do you feel? What do you think changed?
Okay, I think the header, Django Girls blog, and the publish date and the first and second post.
Okay. So it means you can still modify this to an extent. So at this point, do we have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Have we been able to create our models? Were we able to create models? Hmm? That's the model for blog.
Yes, sir. I think we touched something pertaining models.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So can you just tell us what the process you followed? So I think I'll just write mine so we can actually move on and we'll test what it feels like to use the Django ORM. So ORM means object relational mapping. So that helps us have a structure for how we want all our data to be stored on the database. Whether you're using MySQL, you're using MongoDB, you're using Oracle, it will have the same pattern. So in Django, we first we have to import the database model from models. Then afterwards, we now have to import the Django configuration for settings. I hope the writing is not too small. Sorry, I'm just creating my models now. So I'll create a class called post. I hope I'm not too fast. Almost done. This is on this phone. Hello.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So I'm trying to conclude the configuration on the settings of UI.
Okay, sir.
Joy, are you still here? Just give me a minute. Let me just do some migrations now. So Python make migration. So it has created the post migration. So you can now migrate. So I've created a model. So now, for us to be able to, sometimes you might want to confirm some things already exist before you start going to your front end and creating creating actions. So the first thing to do is to use the Django shell to actually make it active or check whether it's working. But before that, we'll import our models from import our post model from to make sure it shows on our admin dashboard. So whenever you log into the admin dashboard, you will now be able to see. The reason why we're doing this is so that when we now do something like this, if I come to this place and write admin, so you can now do Namdi. So you can see posts, all the posts. The reason why we put that in admin.py is because of this. So inside there now you can now add a post. You can see author, you can see title, you can see text, you can see the day it was created, this, publish date, and this. So I'll just do one demo here. I'll just write my first blog. So hello. So you can write today, and write now, and click save. So when you click save, you can see it's showing my first. So you can see the information is here. So now most times you might not have the time to do this. So another way to do this is to use the Django shell to do that. So many of us have gone through the the tutorial guide for this Django training.
I started going through it a little, sir.
What happened?
I haven't gone in depth into the PDF document.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
we'll just interact with the Django shell now. So the Django shell helps us understand what is currently on our database and know whether we can even create and even send and store information on the database. So to go to the shell, you do python space manage.py, there's a shell. So it creates a very interactive shell where you can now communicate with Django admin. So now, because the name of our blog class is post, you now write from blog.models import post. If it doesn't show any error, it means that class exists and is ready to give you whatever information it has in it. So now, to display all what is inside the database, you now write post dot objects dot all. Once you do this, you can see it now displays everything. You can see I created that blog post with that title, and you can see the name of the blog is my first blog. So this is just an example of how you can interact with the Django shell. But you can see at the beginning, you see something called query set. So a query set is just a list of objects in a given model. A query set is just a list of objects in a model. So an object is anything that has property. So for every blog post, it has a property of an author who created it, a title, what is inside the post, the date it was created, the date it was published, and who published it. So if we now want to create a blog post from the terminal, what we'll now do is write, since we've imported post, now write post objects dot create author. Remember, author is an object property. So you can now write equals me, then the title equals hello world. You must always separate them with commas. Then text now be equals to hello world text. The reason why it's showing error now is because there's no author called me. It's called Namdi. So you have to just write Namdi here. So Namdi is not defined. So it's asking, maybe I omitted the single quotes. So once I put this quote here, this is interesting. So now the reason why it's showing this error is that we've not imported the authentication users or the users that was created from authentication. So you now do Django contribute authentication models import. So if I now do something like this, so I have to make it a bit longer. So you now have to define me because user dot object dot get user name. So you can see I've created hello world. I don't know whether we have any questions because I might need to go now because I have power issues. Batteries are gone. So do we have any questions?
No, sir, there are no questions.
Or I confuse plenty people.
No.
Okay, I think what will happen is we can have a private chat about any challenge you're having. So that it
Okay.
can be a one-on-one session, but at this point, it's very important that we do more practice than reading, so that we understand some of these concepts.
Yes, sir.
So Molasho, Molasho, any questions? In a messy, are you still on the call? So I will have to leave now, and I believe if there are any issues, anyone can always reach out to me on the group.
Okay,
Thank you
thank
very
you
much, sir.
very much, sir. Thank you so much. I am actually on the call. I don't know. My network has been acting up. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yes. Hi. Hi,
Fine.
Omala Shore. Thank you so much, Coach, for walking us through this session again and for opening the doors again for us to always reach out to you and ask any question that we have to ask, right? And I'm sure everyone has also picked this. When you have any questions, any hurdles, any challenges whatsoever, please make sure to drop a note like we do on the group chat and reach out to Coach Namdi. Thank you so much, Coach. So tomorrow we are going to be having another amazing session. Let's not miss out on this. Tomorrow is the grand finale, like the grand finale. So let's not miss out on this. Let's be punctual. Let's come early. Let's get ready to learn the last module in this workshop. And most importantly, let's get to support each other all through our tech journey. Okay, so thank you all again for joining in. More details will be dropped on the group, right? Awesome. Okay, so we will see we'll see you all when we see you all. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, 3 p.m. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Wonderful.
You're welcome. You're welcome.